Hi there, it's Larry Short from MushroomObsession.com. Well, I'm back in my kitchen. Yesterday, about 24 hours ago, I was cooking Chanterelles Shazam, and my wife walked in. She's home a little early from work, so I terminated the recording. What you missed was I splashed some port wine over the chanterelle mixture at the very end, let it sizzle, hopefully absorb that port a little bit. And that's called reducing. So I reduced the mixture in port, and after it sizzled a bit, I shut off the heat. Wish I had a gas light, but I don't here. I've got electric gas. I think gives you more control. But I finished up my Chanterelles Shazam mixture using chanterelles that had been preserved by freezing them in blocks of ice. So what we're going to do today is we're going to test that. And I've eaten Chanterelle Shazam before quite a few times. With fresh chanterelles, which I'm willing to bet you can't beat, but we're going to try it with the thawed chanterelles and see kind of how it compares. This mixture was fairly heavy for the amount of chanterelles I used on the shallots and the garlic, and so it ought to give it a decent flavor. But my suspicion is because the chanterelles didn't bleed the water they normally do when they're fresh, and then reabsorb the flavors at the end of the cook. I'm suspicious that it won't be quite as tasty. So I'm going to test it right now and find out. And then we're going to look at our for 24 hours. I've been letting our chanterelles that were dehydrated soak and hopefully reconstitute those. And we're going to take a look at those and see what those are like. And we may test head to head, or we may do something else depending on what happens. So here goes nothing. Let's try it and see what it tastes like. I'd say the consistency of the mushrooms is good, better than I expected. They're not rubbery at all. I've been told that when you reconstitute them from dehydration that they're fairly rubbery. We'll find out. As I expected, the flavor is not as bright, maybe. It's not absorbing, I don't think, the port mixture and any of the other spices and flavors that are in here in terms of the shells and things like that. But it's not bad. I mean, this would be a decent way to serve mushrooms throughout the year if you didn't have access to fresh chanterelles. So, fairly pleased with that overall. My expectations weren't high. Love chanterelles, they're really good. So, okay, that's frozen and thawed chanterelles made into a favorite recipe of mine called Chanterelles Shazam. What we're going to do right now, as soon as I swallow the mixture I'm eating, is we're going to pour off the rehydrated mixture of dehydrated chanterelles that we started yesterday. I'm going to pour it through a strainer right into this pot. Similar to what I did yesterday, I want to keep the broth and possibly use it for other purposes. So there's our rehydrated Chanties right here. My general sense in feeling them is they're still pretty much in a sort of like a dehydrated state. So this mushroom, if it had rehydrated properly, would have filled out, fluffed up to its pre-dehydrated self. It's not. It's still very thin and papery. I could and I may try some of these in Shazam just to see how they compare. I'm willing to bet they're a little tough. I'm thinking maybe a better thing to do with them would be to cook them up in a recipe of cream of chanterelle soup. So maybe I'll try that for you, and we'll demonstrate what that recipe is like. I think these thinner chanterelles might actually do better because they probably still have all the flavor of the chanterelles. It's hard to tell. I can't really smell them, but we'll find out. We'll try them in some cream of chanterelle soup and see how they do. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to start preparing for that, and then we'll be back online with one of my other favorite recipes for chanterelles, which is cream of chanterelle soup. Okay? Until we're back, happy shrooming. I'm going to enjoy some more of these.